We'll start today's session on UPSC EPFO exam without wasting any time. Okay, so let's get started. So before anything else, the most important question is that what is a good score? So as we know that exam is very closed, it is now approximately 80 days. So we'll have a very quick look on that what is a good score for UPSC EPFO. Okay, UPSC EPFO, there are 120 questions which are to be solved in 120 minutes. There is one negative marking, and these 120 questions are of 100 marks. Each question has got equal weightage. So this is the pattern, and of course all of us know it. So this paper was held previously in 2016-17. At that time cutoff was 49%. Okay, so cutoff 49% means what? Cutoff 49% means 58 marks out of 120. So 49% is 49 out of 100. So if we see that on a scale of 120, then it will be 50. That last time a general category student who scored a score of above 58 out of 120, he got a call for interview by the UPSC. Okay, so now 58 was the cutoff out of 120 in previous exam, which was held in 2016-17. So let us try to see what is the scenario right now. What would be expected cutoff in 2021? So to understand that, so we can say that if this exam was held in 2016, in fact it was held in February 2017, 2016 form came out, and now this will be held in 2021. So in 2016 the number of vacancies were how many? In 2016 the number of vacancies were 257, which are now 421. So that means number of vacancies are close to double. So because vacancies are more, so probably this factor should how this factor should affect that cutoff should go down. So number of aspirants. So in 2016, 4.5 lakh students applied. Out of them, 1.5 lakh actually appeared. And this time, this number of students who applied is 9.84 lakhs. 9.84 lakhs. So that means competition is going up. So cutoff should go up. Another change which has happened from previous exam is that the weightage of written and interview, it was 50-50 in that exam, but this time the weightage is 75-25. Okay, so guys, what does this analysis, what do we get from this analysis? That if we want to be safe in UPSC EPFO, which is going to be held in May 2021, the first thing which we should be targeting is that we should be targeting a score of around 70 to 75 out of 120. And because now the weightage of written in overall score has gone down, so this means that written score is even more important, and therefore the entire plan which you should be having is to get a score of around 70 to 75 out of 120 if you want to really ensure that you get a seat out of these 421 guys. Okay, great. So now with this thing in mind, so our target is to get a score of 70 to 75 out of 120. So guys, what we will do today, we'll do three things. Number one, we'll see what can be done in last 80 days. Number two, we'll look at 2016-17 paper and we'll try to make out what we can understand from it. Number three, again, the main objective of having today's session is to answer your queries. So please ask anything. Please ask anything which you feel like. You can go even deeper into subjects. You can ask us about a particular topic also within the subject. So we are here for you. It is your day. Please ask anything. So I'll be speaking for next 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll have only questions and answers only, and nothing else. Okay, this is the syllabus which has been given by UPSC. All of us know it. Now, first thing, this is a 2016-17 paper, and it has weightage of different. It has weightage of different topics. For example, out of 120, 15 questions were there for accounting, 15 for aptitude, 10 for current affairs, and so on. So there were only 5 questions for Indian economy, then 5 for Indian polity, and you can see this pie chart for 2016-17 paper. Guys, now first thing, and we are telling you this with a lot of responsibility, because we keep analyzing a lot of papers. Do not think that the weightage is going to remain same. Next time it might happen. Next time, so when you will be writing 2021 paper in the month of May, it might happen that you get 25 questions on Indian polity. Last time there were 5. It might happen that in general English, for these 20 questions which were there in 16-17, there might be only 5 questions. So why I'm telling you this thing? Because we have been analyzing a lot of UPSC paper. So basically UPSC does 2 kind of papers. One are regular exams like your civil services, like NDA, like CDS, like these are your regular exams. Then UPSC also conducts recruitment exams. So recruitment exams are like what? Assistant Labor Commissioner, Assistant Provident Fund Commissioner, then Enforcement Officer, then exams like Administrative Officer in DRDO, Store Officer, and so on. So these are recruitment exams. They are not held every year. So just to understand what we can infer from this pie chart, what we did, we analyzed couple of papers which have been held multiple times. For example, this ALC paper, it was held in 2013, then it was held in 2015, then it was held in 2017. Okay, so guys, in ALC paper in 2015 there were only 10 questions on Indian Constitution. In 2017 this became 25. Similarly, in labor laws, in one paper there were 45 questions, and in next paper it became 25 questions. So this thing will keep changing. Please do not think that because there have been only 5 questions on Indian economy and development, so I can ignore this topic. Please do not think like that. So this is the first takeaway. The takeaway is that from this paper of 2016, which is the only one paper which is available with everyone, please do not try to make any judgment that so many questions will come from this topic. No, this will not work. In fact, I can guarantee you that this will change significantly. That's what UPSC has been doing. Okay, great. So with that thing in mind, so let us move on to next thing. Okay, so most of you are students with human PITUS. So we want to spend 3-4 minutes in telling you now that you have multiple resources from human PITUS. So what resources you have with you? Printed booklets, online question bank, recorded videos, and full-length mock test papers. So we want to spend 3-4 minutes in telling you now what has to be done with these resources, what is their relative importance and all. So I will spend 3-4 minutes on these things. Okay, so in case of booklets, what has happened? We have given you 15-16 printed booklets which have been delivered at your home. So these booklets will cover 100% syllabus. Of course, you need not look at any other book or previous year papers. The current affair is also included. So for current affairs, what we have given you, we have already given you current affair from September 2019 till December 2020 current affairs we have given you. Now we'll give you current affair once again for Jan, Feb and March 21. For these 3 months, we'll give you current affair once again. That will be towards end of March. So we'll be doing that. Okay. So guys, first thing first, please understand that these booklets have been designed very carefully. We did a lot of thinking. We have gone deeper into topic wise understanding to understand what should be included and what should not be included in the syllabus. For example, there is one topic of computer knowledge, right? There is one topic of computer knowledge. So within this topic of computer knowledge, there is a concept which is generally asked, which is conversion of numbers. So conversion of numbers from maybe decimal to binary. So now when we were thinking what we should include, now consider that there can be a question that convert 95 from decimal to binary, correct? Now there can be another question that convert 95.25 from decimal to binary. There can be another question to convert minus 95 from decimal to binary. Another possibility is that minus 95.25 convert this into binary. Now who will take this decision that what should be part of syllabus, what should not be? Of course, UPSC hasn't told us anything, right? UPSC hasn't even told us that whether conversion is part of syllabus or not. They just have written a simple word that computer knowledge. So how do we make this decision? So considering this example, what we decided that yes, this is part of syllabus. Yes, this is part of syllabus, but this is not part of syllabus, and this is not part of syllabus. So going into this detail, we have prepared these booklets for you. And so how did we do it? And there is nothing, we don't have any extra wisdom. We just do the pure hard work. So how did we make this decision? We analyzed other exams. We analyzed other exams. For example, APFC, because for EPFO we have got only one paper. From that one paper only, we can't decide everything. We can't frame our mind, and we can't put a boundary to syllabus based on that one paper only. So so there are other exams, especially recruitment exams of UPSC, like APFC, Assistant Provident Fund Commissioner, Assistant Labor Commissioner, Enforcement Officer, Administrative Officer in DRDO, then Store Officer, and so on. So guys, we analyzed multiple papers for these exams. Then what we did, we even compared their syllabus with EPFO. So based on that kind of analysis, we have prepared these booklets for you. Of course, you need not look at anything else, but please do not ignore even a single line of these booklets, whatever we have given them to you. Of course, they will take some time. You have to do the hard work part, but they will give you a very good confidence of coverage of syllabus, and you'll feel very comfortable in the actual exam. Okay, so this was about printed booklets. Coming to now second part. Now some of you keep asking us that, okay, I have done my 15-16 printed booklets, so am I ready? The answer is no, absolutely not. You are not ready by going through printed booklets only. Let me repeat once again. You will not get a good score in UPSC EPFO if you study only printed booklets of human apparatus. What you also needs to do is that going through questions on the online question bank. So what is this online question bank which we have given you? By the way, because we have been working on this course now for more than a year now. So initially our plan was to make you go through 9,000 practice questions, which are topic wise. But now slowly we have been working on this. So guys, now you have approximately 13,000 questions, 13,000 topic wise questions. Okay, and let me quickly show you why this number has gone to 13,000 and what value we have been trying to add by doing that. So guys, this is online test platform of Humanitas. Okay, so this is the screen which you get once you log in with a username and password which we give it to you. So guys, for every topic entire syllabus has been divided into further subtopics. For example, accounting has been divided into further subtopics, and then there are multiple questions on each topic. Okay, you can see more also. Indian polity, then you can see economics, which is nothing but Indian economy, and all these things. Okay, so guys, now first thing first, please understand these are not random questions. Our objective has never been to make you go through few thousand questions to tell you that oh, we have given you so many. No, behind every question a lot of intelligence has gone into. First thing, okay, what these question covers. So let me come back to my slide once, and then let me tell you about these questions. Guys, why we are highlighting you? Because now only 80 days are left. Still you can put up a very good score if you just follow whatever we are advising you. So guys, these 13,000 questions are what? Okay, so these 13,000 questions, what they have previous year questions of UPSC normal exams like civil services, NDA, CDS. They also have recruitment exams like ALC, APFC, store officer, and so on. For these, they have questions of 20 years, guys. So we have included every question from last 20 years. Then there are a lot of new questions which have been created by our team. Okay, so guys, what we did, these 13,000 questions, what we did, we divided them topic wise. We divided them topic wise. How? So UPSC syllabus has got 11 to 12 units, but we have further subdivided them into topics. So these entire 13,000 questions, they have been divided in approximately 200 subtopics. And then for each topic, you have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 questions. So why did we go through this entire pain of dividing subtopic and all those things? Because we feel that you should practice more where you feel the need. You should practice more where you feel the need. Next thing, please understand every question is available with not only answer, but with detailed explanation. The objective of 13,000 questions is not to assess you, but the objective is to make you learn new things. In fact, you'll see so many new things in these 13,000 questions which are not covered in booklets. Why we have written detailed explanation, so that while you are doing that question, you do not have to go back. You do not have to go back to some book. Then and there only you'll be able to learn it. So let me show you this detailed explanation story once. For example, this is a question on accounting. Interest is debited to asset account and there are 4 options: written down, value method, depletion method, straight line, annuity method. So guys, in a single question, not only we are telling you the answer, but we also have explained what is annuity method, what is written down method, what is straight line method, what is depletion method. So you do not have to go back to book. In a similar approach, these 13,000 questions have been made available. And guys, again, see, again, UPSC is a big exam, with the due respect, but we are very confident that you will get a lot of questions from these 13,000 questions. For every topic, you can take history, and It's now up to you, because now only, so why we are saying 80 days preparation. Now guys, you have to take a decision. You have to, for example, this is a quantitative aptitude question. Now you have to take a decision that whether you want to go through questions on topic of coding, decoding, or maybe some of you already know number series, so you need not attempt these 110 questions on number series. You can just choose your topics and then prepare those areas only. Guys, you are not class 11 12 students. All of you should be knowing your strength and weakness, and that is how you should make use of these 13,000 questions which have. And guys, again, please, you need not touch anything else, no other papers. In fact, I don't know if some of you have seen what we also did. We also put up UPSC civil services aptitude questions. So we took out only aptitude portion of 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And again, these questions have been solved with detailed explanation. With every question, you are not only being judged, but will teach you also. Because, guys, please understand, questions will not repeat, only concepts will repeat. Question will not repeat, only concepts will repeat. Therefore, rather than going through 500 questions, the approach should be to go through 5 questions only and try to learn a method which works on 500 questions, rather than trying to find answers of 500 questions. This is general science paper 1, paper 2. Again, guys, these are not random questions. The objective has never been to include more and more questions to make you happy. We could have made you happy even with 3,000 questions. These are 13,000 questions with a purpose. Please go through every question of online question bank. There is no other way. There is no shortcut. Even, in fact, if you ask me, what is the relative importance between booklets and online questions, I'll say 25% weightage to booklets and remaining 75% to online question bank. This is so much important. Okay, so guys, done with the second part. Third part is recorded videos. So what is recorded video? So we started live classes for UPSC EPFO. We started in February 2020, and which are still ongoing, will wind up. So it has taken around 1 year, and we have taught for approximately 350 hours in these classes. Please understand, these classes are not some high level overview. No, every class will cover the basic, will teach. We have taught you right from scratch. What you can also do to understand the quality of teaching in these videos, you can go to website of Human Peritus. Okay, so once you are there, you can go to UPSC EPFO page. Once you are on the UPSC EPFO page, so once you go in the middle of this page, we have got multiple recorded classes. So from this also you can get some understanding of the quality of teaching which has gone into this. So, and these are by multiple teachers, multiple subjects like aptitude, labor laws, freedom struggle, accounting, and so on. So from there you can get some understanding of these classes. Yeah. Okay, so this was recorded video. Now fourth and last thing, guys, full length mock test papers. So now that we have gone through 13,000 questions, why do we need full length mock test paper? Why do we need now full length mock test papers? Okay, so we have got full length mock test papers, full length mock test papers. How many of them? There are 8. So they have got 2 objectives. Objective number 1 is time management. Objective number 2 is unpredictability. I'll tell you what this is. Guys, please understand, these 8 mock test papers are not going to make you learn new things. They are not for teaching you new concepts. Also, please do not think that this is such a wonderful test series that some questions will repeat from this. No, absolutely no. No, nobody has got a test series from which question appear in UPSC. Please keep that in mind. That is why we have given you only 8 mock test papers and not 18, because the clear objective of mock test paper, if any of you is under the impression that question will repeat from mock test paper, guys, no. Okay, the objective is time management. Time management is that whether you will be able to solve 120 questions in actual exam in 120 minutes. So that is what you learn from this. Second thing, guys, while preparing these 8 mock test papers, so what we did is that maybe in the first paper you will have 5 questions on Indian history out of 8. Second will have 15. Maybe third paper will have 25 questions on history. So what we did, we even have changed the weightage of different topics in each of these 8 mock test papers. Why? Because we want you to be mentally prepared that on the actual exam day, which is I think is 9th of May, you are ready for every possible scenario. And again, different kind of intelligence has also gone into preparing mock test paper. For example, if you are putting a question on fundamental rights, then first test paper might have a question on right of equality, second might have a right of freedom, third might have right against exploitation, and so on. So that intelligence has also gone into it, but there is a lot of variation in weightage of different topics. So the purpose of 8 mock test papers, again super important, time management and unpredictability. We are going to start these papers from 1st of March, and on every Sunday you will have a test paper. On every Sunday you will have a test paper. Okay guys, so that is all which I have to speak. Please make use of these resources which we have given it to you. Please have faith. Lot of intelligence and hard work has gone into creating these resources. In UPSC ALC exam, which was conducted in 2017, 92% paper was from the content which we gave you. UPSC ALC 2017. So please have some faith. Even if this time this 92% might become that only 65% questions are from our content, but still you will do better than other aspirants if you have done your homework. So you will always get a better score than others, and that is what objective is of any competitive exam.